Yes.
Does it hold shares in any other company?
No.
Do you have any business abroad? And do you own any interests in companies outside of Canada?
No.
Do you know if Christian Firth has any businesses outside of Canada?
No.
No businesses? Sorry, you don't know, or he doesn't have them?
I don't know.
So you're the Chief Security Officer of GC Strategies. Can you testify that the ArriveCAN app was totally secure and the data that was collected was totally secure?
I have no knowledge of that.
Are you the Chief Security Officer for GC Strategies?
Yes.
Did GC Strategies work on ArriveCAN?
Yes.
So the Auditor General says that your company was paid nearly $20 million on a $60 million project, and you don't have any knowledge of it as one of two people in a two-person company, and your role specifically is Chief Security Officer of GC Strategies, and your testimony is that you have no knowledge of the security of the data that was collected and if it was secure.
The security data that I collected is secure.
What is the data that you collected?
People's personal information, and could be passports.
So are you talking about
Citizenships.
are you talking about the users of the app, or are you talking about contractors on the app?
Contractors on the app.
But you have no idea about where ArriveCAN data was stored as the Chief Security Officer for GC Strategies?
Absolutely not.
Do you know if anyone outside of Canada worked on the app?
I have no knowledge of that.
Would you say you did more or less work than Christian Firth on ArriveCAN?
Less.
So he said he did about 10 hours a week. So you did less than 10 hours a week for $1.25 million?
I work full time. I don't work by the hour.
So on this contract, your partner said that he worked 40 hours per month to earn $2.5 million, of which you say you share 50% of that. So the question is about work on this app. I'm looking to find out. You said you worked less than Mr. Firth did, and he said he worked for what works out to less than 10 hours a week. So that's accurate for you as well on ArriveCAN.
I did not work on the app.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of that with your company, that you gentlemen were paid. You were made millionaires by Canadians, and you didn't do any actual work on Justin Trudeau's $60 million ArriveScam. And you've come here today and you have no answers. You expressed that you were concerned about the impact this has on your other business. I think that the people who've contracted you to do business would be concerned as well after seeing your inability to actually articulate what it is that your company does and how you exercise your role as Chief Security Officer.
Thanks, Mr. Barrett. Mr. Jouari, please, for 5.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Anthony, I'm going to go back to 3 periods, 2005 to 2010, 2010 to 2015, and the found passion at that time, 2015 to present. What kind of trend did you see between 2005 to 2010, and then 2010 to 15, and 15 forward, around requests for either outsourcing or staff augmentation as it relates to the government?
Well, I did definitely notice a increase from 2010 to 2015.
So, what? So you did not? Is it because you were in a different capacity, working a different capacity between 2010 to 2015?
Would this is in relation to trends? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So my network got larger during that period. I got a better understanding of the business, and I could notice that there was more contracting coming out of the federal government.
Okay. Do you? So between 2010 to 2015, what do you think the driver was? And do you think the driver somehow peaked at 2015 and you said, "Oh my God, this is great. Let me jump on it"?
Not really. I'm somewhere around. If I was going to pick a year between 2012 2013, I would guess it seemed to be an influx at that point.
So what would you attribute that influx to? You're monitoring. You're a business owner. Sorry, you're monitoring the market because you want to put people, and you're saying you saw an influx. Did you ever looked into why was the influx coming?
There was more and more RFPs available for tender on the streets.
By Government of Canada.
Yes.
During between 2012 to 2013. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is there have you made any observation around department or government at that time making decisions that you could recall that would impact that? I'm trying to use my word very carefully.
No, not that I recall. No.
Is it possible that a government during that period, a government tough time during that period, got rid of a lot of
we've lost you,
civil
Mr.
servants, and therefore by default,
Mr.
able
Jouari,
to maintain
we lost
a very
Mr.
old
Jouari.
system? They had to go.
We lost you there. Could you just start at the beginning for that
Yes.
last question, please?
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, thanks.
I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Is it possible that during that period, a correlation exists between the fact that the government of that time, in the interest of potentially balancing the budget, they got rid of a lot of civil servants and a lot of intelligence or a lot of, let's say, capacity, and then they had to compensate that by going out and outsourcing for staff augmentation?
I'm not sure about that.
It's a possibility? You're not sure. You're in this business. You've been in this business since 2005. You found the aspiration to register a company 2015. You have, because of your network, you and your partner have done well among the 636 company, and you're not watching trends and you're not making observations? Am I hearing you right?
No, I do watch trends and do make observations.
Okay. So what was your observation during that period? And what is your observation from 2015 until now?
My observation at that time, there was more and more RFPs available for tender. On that time, it was buy and sell.
Okay. And how about 2015 to present?
It would be, I guess, status quo.
Status quo meaning what? The same RFP numbers that it was during 2013, 2012, 2013? I don't understand.
I don't have those numbers in front of me on what the actual numbers were.
But we're talking about trends. 200. You've told me since 2015 you've had 200 contracts, and you're telling me that there's
200 submissions for RFP. We did not have 200 contracts.
Okay. So 200 submission for RFP. You're telling me a rate of 15%. So that would be about 30 contracts. You've secured 60 to 65 contracts, which is nearly about 35 to 40%. Some numbers do not make sense to me, sir. As an owner of a business, which have proven to be successful, I would strongly suggest you be prepared for the next round of questions that I'm going to ask to be able to talk about those trends and what you've made an observation.
Thank
I
you, sir.
think my time is up.
Yes, it is. Thanks, Mrs.
Thank you, sir.
Mignola, please.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'll ask you a simple question concerning ArriveCAN. Do you know how much you earned, the amount that entered any of your bank accounts? Do you know any of these amounts? I'm not even asking about the amounts. I want to know if you know how much you earned.
I don't have those numbers.
Wow. Vous êtes un chef d'entreprise.
You are a company owner. You have contracts multiple times, notably with the government of Canada, but you do not know how much you make in life. And you have two other numbered companies. Well, things seem to be going very well for you. I would like to be so rich that I don't have to bother to know how much I earn and how much I spend. I'm sorry, but it's really incredible. You talked about opportunities starting in 2012, 2015. Is it consistent with cutbacks that were made to technology workers at that time? Dismissals of staff?
I'm not sure. It could be.
OK, donc ça doit être un des nombreux
It must be some of the chance experiences we've seen in this committee for a while now, for some weeks. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Before the purchase of Corridal, you were an employee, a salaried worker at Veritac, and later with iForce Consulting. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Comment on...
How do you go from salaried worker to company owner and someone who receives a security clearance?
Est-ce que vous avez utilisé...
Did you have to use another company as a donor and then delete the other company? How does it work, the process?
Well, we were basically how we started the companies. We were entrepreneurs, and we decided to take a risk and invest our money to purchase Cordell.
OK.
I'm sorry,
Merci.
that's our time. Mr. Backrack, please go ahead, sir.